Hey everyone, welcome back to the trading series, and today I am trading the Posh. Now you might be wondering why I'm actually trading a vehicle that is definitely not the most valuable in the game. Well, it's because I actually got a lot of requests to do some of the older, kind of neglected vehicles in the game, and I actually think that the Posh is not by any means an obsolete vehicle. I still feel it looks very nice to this day, and in fact it has a very interesting first person mode. I actually didn't even expect it to have one, but what made this vehicle interesting is at launch the passenger could actually hold out weapons and whatnot, and that was actually awesome. It was a really good vehicle for PvP, especially running from the cops, because the passenger could pop police's tires. Yeah, you were able to outrun police very easily, but unfortunately this is no longer as useful as it once was, because now I think you're able to do it in every vehicle, and unfortunately it's not as great as it was for that, but hey, it's still a very nice looking vehicle. And I just got finished doing the Shell Classic video, so it actually has a very similar performance to the Shell Classic. It's going about 155, which is totally respectable, and I actually think it has a pretty reasonable amount of acceleration, so I'm actually going to test it right now. Very good brakes, I've got to say, and then yeah, the acceleration is more than good enough. I mean, keep in mind this wasn't like a very expensive vehicle. In fact, I think it was just under 100k. That being said, it's got a very reasonable performance, and if I'm not mistaken, it might have been buffed by Shadow, just because yeah, it does feel a little bit better than what it once was, and that is because like the older vehicles used to be much slower, because the old Jailbreak map was way smaller than what it is now. Like, I mean, the trading island was probably about the same size as the old Jailbreak map, or what I mean by that, like there wasn't really much to the Jailbreak map besides the bank and prison, so I mean you wouldn't really need a fast vehicle, but this got you from point A to point B, and yeah, it was a very good vehicle as a criminal. But I know you guys are interested in seeing what this vehicle is worth. The thing about this vehicle is I won't be surprised if it has a pretty low trading filter value, so that means like you might not be able to get overpays for this vehicle pretty easily, but let's see if we can actually trade for some classic ones. Now it might be because he did add a hyper orange, but I don't even know if it would be equivalent to a Ray 9. I'm actually kind of interested to see if he'd do anything for the Posh. So this was actually an interesting trade. I wasn't really able to get anything done for the Posh, but that guy was actually looking to upgrade, earn some more value, I guess. So I was able to just do that free safe. But yeah, let's see over here. I'm going to go back to the trading dome. Like I said, it's a rough vehicle to trade. We've got this player over here. Let's see what they can do for a Posh. And he actually threw in 2 volt bikes. Okay. Yeah, what on earth? Why do you throw in so many? I can't even like bounce it out unless I throw in an M12. Would he actually do it for this? Here's the thing about the Posh that I like. It looks like a convincing vehicle. Like, it looks like it'd be worth a lot. Yeah, it looks good in a trade, but I did have to still throw in the M12. It just isn't going to really get trades on its own. I don't know what this guy is throwing in right now. Does he want something else? Oh, come on. Oh, what on earth? He actually wants me to remove the Posh? I don't know what else you could really do with this vehicle. And he's actually just going to do this trade for the M12, but it is a Posh video, so I can't really do that. At least I will say this thing. I like that this guy was honest and he just told me to remove the Posh because he didn't want it. So I think this guy's just replacing a few items so he can finish the trade with me. I'm thinking of actually just keeping the M12 because I don't really need all the stuff he gave me. And I think the only thing really balancing the trade is the hyper green. Otherwise he would have to throw in a little bit more. But yeah, I'm just going to end up declining this trade, and I'm going to see what other players offer for the Posh. All right, we've got this player over here, and honestly, like my best bet to actually get rid of the Posh for anything would actually just be to trade with players with like a few thousand. So this guy, for instance, only has 115,000. And he threw in an eclair, so I actually have to balance to even get an eclair for this thing. So it just goes to show I wouldn't recommend getting this through. Let's see if I could just balance it out with a crown. I think that's way too much, but I've actually got so many Model 3s and stuff that I might actually just throw in them instead. Let's see if this balances out the trade. Oh my god, that doesn't balance out the trade. I've got so many of these vehicles and they still don't balance out for an eclair, so that just goes to show I can't really recommend the Posh for trading. It's mostly a vehicle that is just for collecting, but I don't think you can really get anything done. I mean, if you throw in like 7 vehicles and can't even get yourself an eclair, and the big one being the Posh, right? You think this would be worth at least 200k, but it's not like really worth much in the trading field. I think it might have the same exact value as something like an M12 because I'm really not getting all that much for it. And I just threw in an 8th vehicle, which is the dirt bike, and I still can't get a trade. So I don't know what that guy just did. Did he just leave the game or what? I'm so confused. That trade just disappears. Okay, I don't know know what happened there, but that guy's trade just literally disappeared. So thankfully my Posh is still in my inventory, but I can't really say for anyone to go out here and get yourself a Posh. Don't really waste your time on getting a vehicle like this and expecting to get a lot more than it's really worth. So like I said, it's about 200k. So I switched servers and I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 more trades with the Posh just to get an idea of what it's worth. Oh, this player might be perfect because I don't think they have all that much to really add. Let's actually check their inventory over here. Oh yeah, they've got 100 pickups. Yep, I mean, we had someone with the Model 3s and now this guy has 100 pickups. So yeah, I'm gonna be offered the Posh. I'll see if they add in like a pickup at least. Okay, an electrostatic ram. That's honestly decent. And they're adding in the Eternal Flame Splitter, which I think you get that from robbing the tomb. So like everyone already has that by now. Touchdown texture, and that's all the Posh is worth. So I mean, that's a reasonable amount, but as you can see, I gotta add in a Model 3 to balance that. That is not really that good. Oh, they switched out the touchdown texture for darkest purple. That's actually a little bit more reasonable, but I mean, if you have the Posh, then I guess like your best bet would be to keep it, because even though it might not be the best vehicle, it is still worth something. Yeah, I'm gonna decline this player, but I'm gonna do like 1 more trade just to get an idea of what the Posh is worth. So I mean, that shows you enough of what it's really worth. It's a nice convertible. It's like got only like 100k of value, so it kind of sucks when trying to get rid of the Posh, and then I don't want to trade the same player by accident. Wait, is that an NPC? It kind of does look like one. Someone is dressed up as an NPC or like some sort of Terminator. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna throw in the Posh over here, and we've got Karma, so I'm gonna assume they're gonna have like a few decent vehicles. Oh yeah, they've got a fully stacked inventory, and I don't know if they're gonna offer anything for the Posh. If they do, that would be pretty cool. Okay, wait, they're telling me they're gonna do a torpedo plus 10 million ad for spinners. I mean, that's not even relevant to what I'm trading for the Posh. Your best bet is to not even trade for the Posh whatsoever. It's just not worth it. Other people are just gonna look at your inventory and they're gonna want some other trades. So it's a respectable vehicle, but by no means like crazy. It doesn't have a very good trading value. Like, I mean, you could probably get yourself 200k for it, but I mean, what other vehicles can you really trade for? Like a Stallion? I mean, I just showed that a reasonable player would not be able to even get the Eclair for the Posh, so I can't really just recommend the Posh as being a good vehicle for trading, and neither do I think that this vehicle will ever really rise. I think because of the trading filter value being so low, like, you can't really do much else with this vehicle. It just is how it is, and I think that's just going to be how it's going to be stuck for a long time. And I mean, unless this emote changes something, I can't really see this vehicle being more than something like a 100k car. An example would be the Lamborghini, and then I don't even know if the Stallion would work. Like I said, this is a vehicle that is mostly for collecting. It's not going to get you all that trading value. I know this isn't the Volt bike. That's going to be a separate series. They focus on the trading series, which is to try and get like retired and limited vehicles, and obviously that's going to take a little bit, but yeah, I'm trying to get through the Posh as well. So yeah, guys, I hope you were still able to enjoy this video. Again, nothing crazy, but it is what it is, and I know most of you wanted to see the SUV and whatnot next, so I'll be doing that pretty soon. But thanks for joining me, and if you want to see some other trading videos, then there is a playlist in the description, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you like the video, make sure to like. But that being said, I'll see you in the next trading video.